Hey there, everybody. Woohoo! So we are on Facebook Live. It is Tuesday. I think it's still January.
It is still January.
Yeah, it's still January.
We're still in January. I'm so backwards on the days. And it's 2 p.m. Central. You guys do the math as to what time it is in your time zone because you can probably look at your clock and see what time it is. But so it's me, Tammy. And over here, we've got Kathy.
Hi.
Right down here, we've got Arleita.
Hi.
So we decided that, like we told you, we're bringing more and more people onto the show. And Arleita, you are our second guest on the show.
Yay.
Isn't that awesome? That is so awesome.
Yes, number 2.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
You get the silver medal.
Thank you so much.
See, it's not even the participation medal. You get the silver medal.
That's right. That's right. It just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better.
Better and better.
Okay, so we wanted Arleita on for actually a myriad of reasons. She is like a ticking time bomb of wonderfulness. So,
oh, thank you.
Yes, Tammy sang your praises even before I met you when you became a CDCS. So you are long friends attached by Improv.
Yes, we are.
We are attached by Improv.
Yes. Yes. So tell us about that.
Yeah, we met in a class with Antoine, didn't we?
Yes, we did. So me and Tammy met at McKay Arts. We were taking the advanced improv class together. So basically, we're working right up under Antoine McKay, and he would have how he introduced Tammy and I was not your normal, "Hi, this is Tammy." It was like, everyone get up together and let's play a game.
That's right. That's
and me and Tammy have been playing the game ever since.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So what made you want to start taking improv?
So I went to a Second City show to actually see one of my friends in an improv show. And at the end of the show, one of the cast members was like, "If you think you can do this, then you sign up." So I was like, I think I could do this. So one of my friends went and looked up some classes because she went with me, and she was so happy that I was so ecstatic about seeing an improv show. Like, I was sold. So she found McKay Arts, and she actually purchased me a class as a birthday gift. Yes, so that was my first step into taking a class. And the day one, my first class, Antoine talked about the power of yes and I was like, that's a conversation.
Yes, it is.
It is.
So,
it is.
Yeah, so all my life, I have always been really joyful and playful. So like the term in improv, they say, look, we're playing. I'm like, I've played all my life. So me discovering improv was this time, literally last year, probably like January 25th of last year. So this just passed my anniversary.
Almost a year. That's awesome.
Yes.
So then in the fall of last year, you became one of our new CDCSs.
Yes.
So I'm curious to know, having the background that you had in improv and being a playful person, plus being a caregiver, and we want you to talk about that too. Yes. How did you find getting the CDCS? How did that work for you? Did you feel like it clicked well? Talk about that.
Okay, so when I met Tammy and found out that Tammy was a Dementia Raw facilitator and organizer to be a certified dementia communication specialist, I was completely sold. Because of my background in improv, like I said, I love the power of yes and playing and just kind of coming off the top of my head, being organically me. So I loved it. And my father was diagnosed with dementia in 2016, towards the end of the year. So I wanted to, I don't get frustrated with my dad. Like, we've always had like a really good chemistry and laughs, but I wanted to continuously help him do that, because with him having dementia, he knows that he gets confused and it can be very frustrating for him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So when I met Tammy and she kept talking about, like, with dementia, with people with dementia, using the power of yes and it'll just kind of connect. So Me signing up for the class and taking it was honestly like an angel's coming to me to show me the way to deal with my father. So when I have any type of conversation with him, I'm always yes-anding him. And to be honest, I've been yes-anding him since I was born. Let's be honest, he's my dad. Like, he's always right. But it just kind of helps us have a really genuine conversation. So it takes us from, like, my dad, he basically with dementia, he kind of taps into different roles that he's had in his lifetime. So he used to be a principal. So sometimes while we're having a conversation, he will take me to a board meeting.
Wow.
Yes, he will come out of nowhere like, all right, everyone get together. Let's have this meeting. Has everyone brought the reports from the week so that we can talk about what we're going to do, the next plan we're going to have in place for the students? So I'm just like, I got my report, Mr. Hall. Thank you so much. Yes, I agree that we need to work on the A++ system. So
It's awesome.
yeah, so that's me, and he'll go with it. We'll have like a full thrown, like, to me, I look at it like as a sketch.
Yeah.
So, and what I do when I'm done with that, anytime he does that, I try to write down like a daily summary of me and my dad and like the role he played and the character, because I think it's important, and it kind of, to me, gives him a moment to step out of the confusion and just have
Nice.
fun.
Oh, I love that. It's like a whole nother gift, because we use the gifts, as you know, we talk about that. That's the fourth rule we talk about. And that's just such a lovely way to reframe what that is like when someone is in a reality that we're not familiar with.
Right.
That's so awesome. I love how you said that. It gives them a break from the confusion. Who wouldn't want that?
Right. Thank you for giving me a break from confusion and helping me understand, because it all started with you all, but it's I mean, literally, and I can see it in him too, because, you know, everyone's probably trying to tell, like, even me and my brother, we have some conflict sometimes, because my brother's like, well, when he first got diagnosed, he's like, well, Dad, that's not right. I was like, just agree with him. I mean, who cares? He's like, right. Then once we say, like, if my father, he has a time when he also sees people. And I think that's common with dementia. They feel like they see someone outside. And we talked about this in class. They may see something. It could be it could be anything that even triggers something in their mental from a past life. You know, just the situation, just the picture of what they're seeing. So I always, as well, if because he loves to stare out the window. So he'll be like, those people over there are congregating, and I'm like, well, they're on that side too. I think they're congregating everywhere, Dad. So, and sometimes he will look at me and just laugh about it. So I'm like, okay, good, that worked. It works. So.
And there's that gift right there in body language, right there.
Yeah, it's, I love that you have that natural ability to kind of roll with the punches, and so often our immediate response is no, 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 and I think you're proving on a daily basis that when you're in agreement with your dad, your day goes so much smoother, right? And who does it harm that we're agreeing with these things? And there was one thing that you said that really struck a chord with me, is that, like, at the end of the day, you write down, what you've done with your dad, and you talked about him taking on a character. I love that concept, because we often write care plans or write in charts, and we write these negative things. But when we say, hey, my dad was the character of the principal today, how positive is that?
Yes.
So cool. I love that.
I used to write care plans all the time. It was titled Delusions. And then I would literally, you're saying, Arleita, I would describe what character they were playing, but I did it in such a negative way. And then I'm trying to put all these implementations in place to change that and move it around. And for what? Because it didn't fit my agenda.
Right.
I love that. It's a great new take on that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
Thank you.
Love that. Oh my goodness.
Yes, oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's dementia. I've dealt beyond my father. My grandmother also had dementia as well. So when I was young, I was about like 7 or 8 right before she passed with it. So, and I remember her actually kind of resulting to her pastime. She believed that my baby sister was my mom as a child, and they rolled with it. She would say, "Bring me Carolyn," and they would bring her my baby
Yeah.
sister to
Yeah.
hold, because it would just give her a, you know, just a sense of relief, a comfort. So I just think it's big. And I know that we, in general, a lot of people have a hard time dealing with people with dementia, because we try to look at it as such a depressing factor. Like,
Right.
oh my gosh, they don't remember me anymore. They're not the same. But I just try to look at it as we change daily anyway, you know.
Yes.
So we just
Yes.
have to we just have to keep up with them, and honestly,
Right.
and connect with them on a better level. And that's with any relationship. We're always trying to find, like with me and Tammy, we just so happen to have improv as an actual, what am I looking for? A trait that we wanted to do, and a characteristic that we wanted to build on that we felt. So we discovered the relationship, so that way we can build on it. So I just think that's big, just discovering the relationship. And like you said, characters. I mean, we all have different characters that we play. Like my cousin makes fun of me because I just made my new nickname Lee. I'm like, so that is my other character. She's like, you can't do that. I'm like, I can.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, we all change throughout our lives. You know, who I was at 16 and who I was at, 24 when I got married, are two different people, and, people can't keep up with my hair color often. So, I mean, it's,
that's what these are for. These videos are for. You can get a weekly update on the hair color and the style.
Yes, yes, you can.
Tammy's different every single time you see her.
That's what it is. That's what it's all for. My vanity, right?
Yes.
But, and I think so many family members do take on that doom and gloom, I'm losing my father. I just think it's a new manifestation of the person that they love.
Yes.
And go right ahead.
I'm
Kathy.
sorry.
No, go
I was
right
just
ahead.
going to ask, so Arlita, you said that initially you had your brother and you were in different places when it came to finding a way to be in agreement with Dad.
Yes.
When you were explaining it to your brother, was it easy for him to get the concepts?
Kind of, but my brother is also just like my dad. So, and he's a man. So you have to kind of break things down, because once they have their mind made up, they're like, wait a minute. Okay, now I have to see if that makes sense.
Yes.
So his initial reaction was like, oh, and then I was like, just agree with him. I'm like, and just see, like, so if he cuts us off in a conversation to take on this role of a police officer, just agree with it and just see how long he can keep that up. And then we would do it. So like on Christmas, we were over there, and my dad was telling us, he does it, so he'll just start telling a story about anything. So we just listened to it. I'm like, it's Daddy's time, like Daddy's tales. That's what I call
Nice.
Daddy's tales. So he starts telling us the story. So me and my brother both looked at each other, because when he told us that same story before, the details changed this time. So he's looking like, I'm like, just let him know it. So we let him go through it, and then we got to have some dialogue at the end. So
Nice.
Towards the end of that, me and my brother actually wrote home. We talked about it. He was like, it is a little difficult. I was like, yeah, but it doesn't have to remain difficult. Like, that's just the initial reaction to, like, this is hard, but it doesn't have to be hard every day. It's just an adjustment. Right. So it actually worked better for him. So he's been trying to do that more often while they're around each other, just kind of just going with the flow of my dad, kind of just letting him be the lead, and Milton, my brother's like the supporting actor.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And I love how you were in agreement emotionally with your brother. Yes, this can be hard, but it doesn't have to be hard forever. It will get easier. Right. So you met him where he was, which is, this might be a little out of your comfort zone. This isn't how we typically talk to people. If we have a disagreement and we think someone's seeing something that they're, that's not there, we're going to let them know that. Right. And it is very difficult to take on that different shift if you don't work with someone like that all the time. And I love how you were in agreement with him and let him work through it on his own instead of forcing it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Thank you.
I mean, we're still able to find those joyful moments within that time with the person with dementia. So I'm glad that you're sharing that with your brother and helping him to see that he can still have some really great, meaningful moments with his dad still.
Yes.
And you know what? And this is how I think about it. Like with your dad, one day he's a principal and one day he's a cop. how often do we get to be in different roles that quickly, right?
Daily. He'll switch within a day. So hopefully, I
Yeah.
thought I was going to be with him today to do this Facebook Live. So you guys could have got a inkling of him, because he also does like this radio show host. I mean, because
Wow.
yes, he reminds me of myself. Well, I remind myself of him, I guess.
Uh-huh.
He's done so many different jobs. He's such a passionate person. I majored in communications, and he majored in communications as well. Loves to talk to people. He's played different instruments. He's written, I was telling Tammy earlier, he's written scripts. So yes, he taps into all of those different stages of life, which, and to me, is good, because I get to see where he was at with it in live action instead of
That's
like
right.
reading the book. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah.
this is when he was a radio show host. He's coming to the stage just live. I'm like, come on, Dad, it's him. So,
And what a gift that is too. I mean, to be able to get that firsthand, to
yes.
experience what he was experiencing in that moment with him, instead of, like you said, instead of reading it or hearing it secondhand or third hand from somebody else, you're looking at it like, I get to enter into his world when he was living it, and I get to enter it for a little while and be a part of it. That's such a great, another way of just framing it in such a positive way.
That is amazing. We will have to have him on.
Yes.
He would love it.
Come on with him. That would be awesome. He could introduce all of us, right?
Yes, he would. I would line it up. He would introduce every single one and then smile.
That's cool.
That's awesome. So Arleta, I want to thank you so much for we spent about 15 minutes together, and we definitely want to spend some more time with you. And we're so happy to hear that the CDCS has really helped with, working with Dad, and, and some of the career shifts you may be making, and how that will help with that as well. So you are definitely welcome to come on any time that you would love to come on. We'd love to have you.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you, ladies, so much. And thank you all for taking, your calling to another level to provide these type of services. For people like me and my family, I have gained a wealth of knowledge that I am using daily, that has kept me from taking this on as a stressful time of my life, because it is hard, but in the same instance, what's life without a fight? So I'm just trying to remain positive and use the techniques that you all have given me to work through this with my family, because like I said, this isn't the first time around. I've dealt with dementia, and I know a lot of other families out there dealing with this. So I just say to anyone else out there that has someone in their family that is dealing with dementia, Alzheimer's, anything, any diagnosis, put yourself in their shoes. Take a little bit of time to yourself and reflect before you respond to them.
Yes.
I always remember the easiest thing in life to do is laugh, and it is the best thing to do. So if you don't have anything nice to say, we all have Google a joke and find one to say, because they have enough to think about, and we have enough to be stressed out about. So,
That's right.
find the joy, and that's what I'm doing daily, is to find the joy. That is my passion, is to find my joy and find my laughter.
That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. There's so much more we could talk about that. So we'll have you on again.
Yes.
Because you're just making me all tingly, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I feel like I have to write down all the little things you said. You said such wonderful stuff. It's
I
wonderful.
know. I'm gonna go back and listen to this and quote you somehow.
Yes,
so
yes.
Okay, me too. This was my live therapy session, so this was very therapeutic for me.
Good.
Thank
awesome.
you.
You're welcome. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Kathy, do you have any last questions for Arleta before we wrap this on up?
Ooh, okay, one last question. So do you find that we talked a lot about body language, and this is Tammy's favorite way of being in agreement, is matching someone's energy. And I know you guys do that on the improv stage, and we do that. Did you find that after we talked about it in our CDCS class, were you more aware of your dad's body language, looking at it, reading it?
Yes, that also helped me kind of understand when he when his anxiety is really high and when he is getting frustrated, because typically as the outsiders, we notice that we get frustrated first before we notice that they may have something going on. So it makes me pay attention to him more, so that way I can react to him well. Nice. So if I notice that he is like, maybe shifting a certain way, or even when he's eating, like to try to make sure he's just calm, because it just helps you as a person to, like I said, react better towards him. So yes, it has helped me much better. And what I do is I try to match. If he's laughing, I'm happy. If he's smiling, I'm smiling back. So that way we can like, you know, kind of keep mirroring each other, which is good with improv. And audiences love to see that when you're matching. They love to see you going back and forth because it's happiness. So yes, I do that. I match my dad a lot.
What about when he's sad? Is he ever sad?
Yes. We went to the doctor a few weeks ago. He gets a little sad there because he noticed that he gets confused, and he hates getting confused in front of me. So I just and he was like, just never mind, like I you know, just forget it. And I'm like, well, we're here, Dad. You always say let's work it out, so let's just work it out. So I try to give him a rebound, so I'll acknowledge the emotion. Like, okay, I see what's going on there. I'm frustrated too. So I try to always agree with them. Like, I'm not feeling it either, Dad. I'm be honest with you. And he just looked like, really? I'm like, nope. So I'm like, but we almost through with this. So we got 5 more minutes to go. And sometimes I'll set a timer just so he'll know. I'm like, now it's over. It's happy time now. So, you know, to kind of try to get the moods to change.
That's wonderful. But you met him where he was emotionally first, which is awesome. I'm not feeling it either.
Yes.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you. Thanks for giving me that last question, Tammy.
Oh, no problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. This has been such a great time, and it's gone by too fast.
Yes.
But I want to make sure that everybody knows to tune in next Tuesday. We'll be here at 2:00 Central Time. You figure out the other times since I'm not good at math. And I don't know who we'll have on yet. So we'll let you know as that evolves.
We have 6 days to figure that out.
We do.
That's right.
Absolutely. So thank you again, Arleta. Thank you, Kathy. I'm going to thank me. Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Kathy. Bless you all.
You are welcome, and thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
And we'll talk to you all soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.